folks, my name's Savannah, and this is Captain, and you're watching Nerdy Cat 96. So today we are discussing Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. And I'm so excited to have finally read this. I know I was very behind. So, if you don't know what this is about, where have you been, I guess, first of all. So this follows Simon, who is a junior in high school in Georgia. His school is one of those schools where everybody is up in each other's business. So they have this blog type thing on Tumblr or like a forum or something. It's called Creek Secrets. I'm not on Tumblr, so I actually don't really know how all this works. It is just a place where people can post like gossip and stuff. So Simon is a closeted gay boy, and one day another boy comes out anonymously as gay on the Creek Secrets page. And so Simon starts emailing him, and they both use fake names, so they don't know who the other person is. If that is something that sounds interesting to you and you haven't read this, please go check it out. It was really amazing. Becky Albertalli is a really talented writer. She writes just like the way that she writes contemporary. You just fall right into it and you get through her books so quickly. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's just me and like Becky Albertalli is like my spirit animal or something, and she's just like always gonna write stuff that I fall absolutely in love with. But I've also read her book The Upside of Unrequited and felt super connected to the main character in that story. But I really enjoyed both stories, and they're both so easy to devour and just so relatable. She's just like so good at writing about the high school experience for like teens who are like kind of misfits. I'm really excited to check out Leah on the Offbeat. So the main character, Simon, is like literally my gay soulmate. Like he could easily be my best friend if he were real. I felt so connected to him. I was saying in my August wrap-up video, he likes all of these things that I am like obsessed with. Like, he is also obsessed with Harry Potter. There was a line in here where I forgot what he said, but he said something about Harry Potter, and his sister was like, "What?" He was like, "You can't be my sister anymore." And I was just like, yeah. Like, my cat, Sirius Grey, if you weren't aware, that's a reference to Harry Potter. It's Sirius Grey instead of Sirius Black. I like really hope that everyone understands that reference. Hardly anyone in my real life know Harry Potter, like haven't even watched the movies, much less have read any of the books. So I was just like, I feel. He also loved Elliott Smith, who is one of my favorite musicians. He also he loves music so much, which is just so cool. I love music also. I get very into my, like, music that I like. And so he also likes Tegan and Sarah, Fleet Foxes, Sufjan Stevens, just, like, all of these things that are, like, in my phone on my, like, Amazon Unlimited Music. Also, they watched Adventure Time in the car, and I painted this sweatshirt myself. It's got Marceline on it, and it says, "I've seen some things that would really make you say, like, what?" Which is a Marceline quote, if you're not familiar with the show. As I said before, I also really loved Leah. I felt like I could have been her in the story. She was an overweight character, first of all, which obviously I relate to that. But she was also, like, she's very sarcastic and stuff, as a defense mechanism. She was obviously very insecure about herself, so all of her biting remarks that she would make towards Abby in particular were just because she felt very insecure with herself, and that's all stuff that I can relate to pretty hard. Another thing that she feels really insecure about is being like left out from her friend group, and that is another thing that I feel so much. Like I'm a lot more confident now. And I don't usually feel like that anymore, especially since a lot of the times it's me leaving my friends out just of my life in general, because I kind of prefer to be by myself a lot of the time, and I like to just read. Obviously, that's a pretty solitary activity for the most part. So I don't spend that much time with my friends anymore, and I don't feel, really lonely and stuff if my friends aren't talking to me. But in high school, that was something that was really hard. I did not like to be left out of my close friend groups, and it felt really crappy. And so I was just like, yes, Leah. It reminded me so much of myself when I was in high school. So yes, I don't want to say anything else about the book. Obviously, Simon and Leah were my two favorite characters from the novel. So if you have not read the book, please go read it. It literally will take you like 3 hours or 4 hours tops. So please go read the book before proceeding any further. But if you have read the book, please stay and can discuss my thoughts, and definitely leave any comments if you agree or felt differently about anything or thought that I missed something in my review. So here we go into the spoilers. So I knew who Blue was, like, pretty much as soon as we were introduced to him in real life. I knew it was Brom, like, almost right away. I know we met Brom pretty close to the time when we went to Simon's drama practice, and he suspected that Cal was gay. I was almost positive that it wasn't Cal, because I was like, yeah, he's already suspecting him. It's definitely not going to be him, because that's just how stories work. Then we met Brom, and he was all, like, quiet, and he was in his English class, getting perfect grades, and Simon was talking about how all of Blue's emails are, like, super grammatically correct and everything. So it was, like, very obvious to me that Blue was Brom. So I was pretty happy when it turned out to be Brom at the end. I really like being able to guess stuff. I don't think that it should be totally obvious, but I didn't feel like it was totally obvious in the book. I just feel like I am clever myself to figure it out. I laughed so much at this book, like out loud laughter, which I love doing. Any like medium of entertainment that can make me laugh makes me very happy. I love to laugh. I don't like to be serious most of the time, so laughter is always great. Especially Simon and Blue's emails. They were just the cutest things, and they were so funny. Like, those were the parts where I laughed the most, were their correspondence. Yeah, they were just adorable, and not in, like, a gag way. Like, at no point in the novel did I feel like the romance was too much or anything. I thought it was so cute. But yeah, I definitely knew that Blue wasn't Cal. It wasn't gonna be some blue-eyed kid. Like, how superficial do you have to be to, like, call yourself Blue because you have blue eyes? I don't know. Maybe it's not superficial. It just seemed stupid to me. It's like, Blue, because he has blue eyes, like, I don't know. You're gonna make an email just based on your eye color? That's a little strange. So, while I didn't know why Simon didn't just tell Abby that Martin was blackmailing him, like, once he came out to Abby, when Abby did find out from Martin that he had been blackmailing Simon, I was still like, Abby, like, calm down. He was about to be outed to the whole school. That is something that no one should have control over except for him. And you're, like, upset that he pseudo-agreed to, like, help Martin try to get with you. It was so, I don't know. I felt like Abby was just way overreacting. It wasn't like he was forcing her to date Martin or something, or even to spend time with him. He just, like, invited Martin to a couple of random things, and he, like, suggested that they all go to the Waffle House to practice their lines together. And she was like, oh, that would be great. It wasn't like she was like, no, please don't make me go to the Waffle House with this horrible person. I don't know. Maybe it was kind of like annoying to her that Simon did that, but I don't think that she needed to like make him feel so bad about it. It wasn't even that he was trying to like protect himself from being outed. He didn't want anyone to find out about Blue. I don't think that Abby really had to make any sacrifices for him to do that, so I just thought it was kind of stupid that she was mad at him. And I know that Nick and Abby shouldn't have to like pretend not to like each other just because Leah is in love with Nick, but I just sympathized with her so much. I didn't feel like she was as bad for being upset with Simon, because it wasn't, I don't know, it was a little different. But when Simon was like debating whether they should invite her to the like gay restaurant that they were taking him to, I was just like, please invite her. Just like send her a text and invite her along. Like, please don't just leave her out. I just felt so bad. And then she like found out about it. And yeah, it just made me think of my own experiences. And it made me feel kind of crappy inside on Leah's behalf. I love the whole family dynamic in this. That is another thing that Becky Albertalli does really well, is she makes these really lovable families, at least in the 2 books that I have read. The one thing I didn't understand was why Simon didn't ever want them to make a big deal about anything. I love when my parents make a big deal about me. It makes me feel like accomplished and like I'm doing something with my life. And so I don't understand why he just wants to like fly under the radar all the time. I love getting attention from my parents. Oh my gosh. At the end, when Simon hasn't like heard from Blue/Brom in a couple of weeks, but he gets the shirt, I was like, why would he just like give him the shirt but not say anything else? And it made me think of 2 people at first, before we learned about the note inside of the shirt. It reminded me of when someone would just kind of start being like a dick to someone that they were supposed to be friends with or whatever, and the person would be like, here, I got you this, and just, you know, they end the friendship. That is what I was thinking happened. But then we find the note inside the shirt, and I was like, oh my god, Simon, why didn't you try to put the shirt on earlier? This could have all been solved, like, very easily. He gave you his phone number, and you could have found out who he was, and you guys could have been together for, like, 2 more whole weeks. Not that that is a really big deal in the grand scheme of things, but the ending was super cute, too. So, it was kind of good that it worked out that way. But yeah, I'm so glad that everything got sorted out at the end. I like the fact that Blue did not delete his email. He left it open, and then Simon sent him the email, and he just didn't check it until really late, and that was why he was so late to the thing. And I also liked that it was very realistic and private, and that everybody wasn't just standing around, like, cheering for Simon as he sat all by himself on a ride. I like the fact that he went there and hung out with his friends and went on a bunch of different rides and still hadn't seen Blue, or like nobody had come up to him and told him like, hey, I'm Blue. And then at the end, when he went on Blue's least favorite ride and Brom showed up and was like, yeah, it's me. And it was all very private, and they like held hands. It was Brom's decision alone to like come out as Simon's boyfriend and stuff, and I thought that that was very well done, and I really liked that way of doing things. I am especially glad, though, even above the whole Blue thing, that he made things right with Leah, because Leah is my girl. I love her, and I would have been really sad if they had just like ended the book without anything being solved in that regard. He, like, got in her car, and she was like, get out, and he was not leaving, which I'm really glad that he had, like, the guts to do that, because I don't think that I would have. Please let me know what your thoughts on the book were. I'd be really interested to hear them. I really loved this book. Obviously, if you saw my August wrap-up, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I am just really happy that I finally read this book. Well, that is all that I have to say about this book. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoy my content, please make sure to subscribe. I make videos every Wednesday. Hopefully, the cats and I will see you next week. Goodbye!